the best way to improve after you've played a match, whether you've won or lost?
The first really important thing is to make sure that you video your match. And it can be as simple as on your mobile phone. If you've got a recording of it, then you can look at it objectively and make some decisions about what you've done well and what you haven't.
And I guess that's the important thing, is that win or lose, it doesn't really matter. You can still learn something. Just because you've won doesn't mean you've done everything right. And just because you've lost doesn't mean you haven't done things well either.
Absolutely. So think about a match. Even if you lose 3 games to 0, you might have won 25 points. Okay, you might have lost 33, but think about the 25 that you have won. What did you do well there? Think about the 33 that you lost. What did you do there?
Okay, so we want a step-by-step process. So step 1, record yourself then, okay? Now then, how do we analyze that? What is step 2?
Step 2, this is a really nice, simple process. I want you to watch every point. Watch the point, press pause, and just write down the key thing that happened in that point that made you win or lose the point.
Okay, all right, so step 2, do that. So then at the end of this, we've got every single point in the match and the key thing that happened for you to win or lose. What is step 3?
Is to just have a look through them now and think, okay, I missed my backhand 8 times. I served really well 9 times, and think about what are the groupings of things that you've done well and the groupings of things that you need to improve on.
So you're finding some patterns here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in this process, we're looking for both, you said, things we've done well and done poorly?
Very important. Here's a bias that I always find. People come off a match and they will remember the last 5 points. And they'll come off and they say, oh, my forehand was terrible because in those 5 points, they missed 3 forehands.
Yep.
But they're forgetting about the other 40 points where they might have hit 20 forehand winners and missed only 7.
Okay, all right. And so is there a number we're looking for, like 3 things we did well, 3 things we did badly, or just...
As you start to go through that process, it'll really jump out the page at you. You'll start to see some big clumps of things that are happening. And it might only be 1 clump, or it might be 1 or 2 clumps.
Yep.
It might be your backhand, your serve, and that's it.
Yeah, but find the obvious things that are jumping out at you.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, step 4.
Step 4 is to think about how you're going to practice those. This is the really important step that a lot of people forget. They think, okay, oh, geez, my backhand's no good. And then they get to the next match and their backhand's still no good. So I want you to then...
Why did you never learn about this?
I know.
Sorry, that's not true. Alois had a very good backhand.
No, I didn't. So I want you to make sure that in your training now, your training relates to those areas that you're good at and you're bad at, what you want to keep improving as your strength, what you start to improve as your weakness.
Okay, so let's take some really actionable steps here. Do I practice my strengths and do I practice my weaknesses, and how do I balance that out? Like, you've got this grouping, what's the actionable thing I can do?
You need to do both things. You need to work on your strengths and your weaknesses. So let's have a think about those clumps that have jumped out of the page at you from your match.
Yep.
Have a look at that clump. What's the area that you want to work on? And think about, how am I going to improve that? Or how am I going to make that even better and a bigger strength for me in the match?
Okay. So we've got those groupings, and presumably we take the one that jumps out the most as like our biggest weakness, and that's one thing we want to work on.
Yes.
And then so that's what we do in our training drill.
Yep.
And then do we look at our biggest strength and train on that, or just the strengths, we kind of group them together and they're kind of less important or not less important?
It's important to do both, because if you only ever work on your weaknesses and don't work on your strengths, they're not going to get any better. So practice both.
So clear, actionable steps. 4 steps. Number 1, record yourself. Number 2, write down every point and what the cause of winning or losing that point. Number 3, this is a critical step, group together your strengths and your weaknesses. And then step 4, figure out a training plan.
Yes. And there is a step 5.
Oh, step 5.
Yep. Go back and repeat. So once you've done that, next match, record it and do the process again. See if that's improved.
Great. There is your simple improvement process, or SIP, as we like to call it. Thanks for watching. Give it a try, leave a comment and let us know how it worked for you. Make sure to check out the PingSkills website. We've got heaps of step-by-step tutorials, expert tips, training plans. Plus, if you've got a table tennis question, you can ask it right there on the site, pingskills.com.